Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday morning. Great positive start to the week. I hope you all have a wonderful week. And this live is about why it's so hard to open up about your mental health in terms of how society portrays how we should really be. And what I mean by that is there's just a load of absolute waffle that people think it's weak to talk about your feelings, to talk about your emotions, to talk to your friends, to open up. That's why especially guys who have to put on this facade, thinking if I talk out, is that detrimental to my masculinity? In inverted commas, what does that even mean in the first place? But it's all a show. It's all a show, and it's been passed down from generations. If you ask grandparents, it was all very no nonsense. If you had a problem, you just get on with it yourself. And obviously now that's gotten better, but even so, it's still not fully ingrained that now we should be talking more about emotions and feelings more than ever. And I think it's super important to embrace that, but there's this whole thing of feeling really scared of doing that. And there's a fear of feeling maybe a little bit humiliated if you're speaking up about your mental health issues and emotional issues, whatever's going on in your life, and other people aren't. Because truth be told, those people are going through crap anyway, but they're just not having the courage to step up and talk about it themselves. And it takes just for that one person to open up and step up and talk about it, and then therefore other people start to be comfortable. But it's just always that person to be brave in making that first step. But this whole notion of, you're being weak if you're not opening up about your feelings is the biggest load of bollocks out there. Absolute biggest load of rubbish. It takes so much more of a man, again inverted commas, especially with men opening up mental health, so much more of a man, whatever that means, but you know what I'm saying, to be courageous and admitting they've got a problem, admitting they need help, and just opening up and confronting their problems. That's far more brave and courageous and telling of someone than someone who just tries to hide it up and get on with it. And when you realise this, it's actually, and when you're comfortable with this, your overall well-being benefits hugely from it, massively. Because if you bottle things up, you think you're going to be fine, but it is going to catch up with you. It is going to catch up with you, and then you're going to think, I wish I confronted this problem earlier, I wish I spoke about this problem earlier. And everything's in hindsight, and a lot of the time more damage is done then. And more damage is done, it feels harder to get out of that ill mental health space you're in. So it's about confronting it early, confronting the problem early, and being brave, and just completely writing off this whole notion of, not talking and speaking up is a weak thing to do, because it really, really isn't. And the sooner we can get this into our heads, the better. And obviously, it's the same with women as well. But women, are better at talking to each other than guys, because there's not such a kind of act to put on for them. They're a lot more comfortable talking about their feelings and emotions. And guys still struggle with it. And I've noticed a huge difference to my own overall well-being when I used to bottle everything up thinking I was okay, and as a result my mental health suffered big time going into mental health issues, whereas now I'm extremely open about my mental health and emotional health and just how I'm feeling, and because of that I've benefited so much from it. I cannot begin to express. So if you're out there watching this and you're one of those people who think, oh no, I'll be fine, life is there to be helped and guided along. No matter what you're doing in your life, asking for help is no bad thing at all. It shows real strength and character to admit you need help. And then when you've pushed on, when you've taken those couple of steps forward instead of a couple of steps back, you will actually appreciate and recognise how brave and courageous you were for not only asking for help, but how grateful you are because you took that initial brave step. and that's pushed you forward to where you are then, instead of taking you steps backwards and you're feeling worse within yourself. So just to bear that in mind, ladies and gents, especially gentlemen out there, embrace your weakness, work on it to make it better, to make you a more powerful force. Anyway, I hope that makes some sort of sense, and I hope you have a wonderful Monday, positive start to the week. Be courageous, be strong. I believe in you, and see you on Wednesday.